Previous video, we looked at how to use our move tool, our hand tool, and our zoom tool. In this video, we'll look at how to add text. Let's dive in. So in our toolbar, you can see a little T here, and this is our text tool. If you click on that icon, you see that our cursor changes. You simply need to click, and it gives you the capability to now add text. So let's say THIS, and you can click on this check mark here to lock it in. So now let's look at the options we have in our text tool. If you click and hold, we have options. So here we have our horizontal type tool. Let's look at our vertical type tool. Let's come in, click on that. And as you can see, it gives you the option to type your text vertically, CHIS. And again, we come here to click the check mark to lock it in and click on V to go back to our move tool. Because the problem you might run into is, say you are still on your text tool and you're trying to move it around. That is not going to work because remember we're still on our text tool, and this is why shortcuts are helpful. So if you try to click here, it only just gives you the option to edit, and then you have to come back here to check it again to lock it in. So once you're done with your text and you've locked it in, we need to move back to our move tool so that we can move the text boxes that we've created. So tap on V, and we can now click into that text and move it around as so. You can click here, move it around as so. So now let's look at some options we have for editing our text like we did in Canva. So here you can see that we have the option to change our fonts. So you simply click here, and then you have your options. Have a lot of fonts to work with. You can click on one of the fonts here, and that changes what we have here. We have the option to increase or reduce our size. So you can come in here and change this to say 50, and you can see that our text gets bigger. Let's move this down again. Remember, we need to be on our move tool. So if you notice that you can't move your elements around, make sure that you check that. So let's bring this back down here. And let's see what other options we have. We have the option to change our color. So if you click here, you see that we have the option to change our color. See, we have the option to change our color. Okay. So once we're done, you can simply just click on OK to lock your color in. So now, remember we talked about this in color. We have our bright text here. We have our white here. We have our black here. We have our increased saturation to the right? And to decrease saturation, you move it to the left. And here we have our hues. So you choose a base color, which is your hue. And then, depending on if you want more saturation or lesser saturation, you want it to be brighter or darker, you select the color that you want and you simply click on OK. So now we have a color locked in. Now, what other options do we have? We can change our alignment here, our text alignment, from left to center to right alignment, right? And now we may not be able to notice this because we don't have so much text within, but we'll see that in action as we go. So let's bring this back to our left aligned and center it. Now, we also have the options here. You can see this option, this T and the option icon. If you click here, we can adjust our line spacing here, and we can also adjust our letter spacing. So if you increase this, you notice that we have more space within our characters. And here we have our make the text bold, make it italic, and underline it. You can remember these styles. So let's turn those off. So for those who are using older versions of Photoshop, you may not get this option that pops up at the bottom. So for you to get the options to change the properties, you simply come into your properties section here. You click there, and here you can see you can change your font, you can change your size, you can change your line spacing, you can change your letter spacing, you can change your color, and you can change your alignment. And again, we can do the same with our vertical text. You can select all of it. We can click on it, and then our options pop up, and we can change our size as we please. Let's make this 70 this time. Raise this up a bit. Let's move this one over here, and move this one over here. And same thing, we have the same options. We can change the font, we can change the size, we can change the color, change the alignment. Do that with this panel here, or you can go into your properties and change those settings. So with the vertical text, you can do the same thing, change your font, change your size, change the color and the alignments. Now, let's assume that you already have your text in and you want to edit the text. You need to come back here and click on your text icon. Now, go over the text. You see that the icon changes. Look at your cursor here. Look at the icon. When you move over a text that you've already created, the bounding box leaves. So this means that you can edit that text. So let's come in here and click. And then I can change my text from this to FISH. And again, remember, you come in here to lock it in. Let's use our move tool, back to our move tool. Let's move this here. We select it. We go to our text tool, select it. We come over here, click into our text, and we can add new letters. We can change the old ones. However we like. So you come here to click and lock it in. And here we have it. Now, the shortcut for switching from your move tool to your text tool is the letter key on your keyboard. Remember, we're using our V to get to our move tool. If you want to move to your text tool, you simply click on the T on your keyboard. And here you have it. So you can just move between V, H, T, and you can see the cursor changes as needed. So now that you've learned how to work with text in Photoshop, how to increase your size, reduce it, how to change your color, how to change your fonts, how to add text either vertically or horizontally, in the next video, we'll be looking at how to work with shapes. See you there.